416-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
35192. Want to send me a text? On WatchLive, AlanCoxShow.com. Best place to do that. Who's helping out in the video department today? Al weighs next year. There you go. So thanks very much for your assistance there. I don't know if that's an Alan or an Albert or an Alphonse.
Alfalfa.
Alfalfa weighs next year. Yeah. At AlanCoxShow.com. And I didn't get any sleep last night, so I'm really all over the place today. I knew as soon as I got up this morning that I wouldn't be functioning properly today, and so I apologize for that. But my brain is not firing today the way that I would like it to.
Why didn't you get any sleep last night? Diarrhea?
Not diarrhea.
Upset stomach?
Not a stomach thing.
Constipation.
I have no problem going to sleep. I have a hard time staying asleep. And I think maybe I went to bed too early. And then I woke up a couple hours later, and then I was up for 4 more, and I just could not, I don't know. It was one of those nights.
What has been making me sleep like some of the best sleep I've had over the past couple weeks. Yes, listen to this podcast. No, I do sleep sounds in my ears, but I have like these headphones that are made for sleeping. And then I wear a sleep mask too. Even though my room's like dark. It's like pitch black in there. But with the mask and everything, it's like you're in a cocoon in your own brain. And I've been sleeping so well and waking up feeling good.
I'll take your word for it. I don't want to wear headphones while I sleep. I mean,
Like
you sleep on your back.
I sleep on my side.
With headphones on?
Because they're made for sleeping.
How so?
They're like this headband that you wear.
And
then there's just little tiny speakers in there that just kind of rest. And I don't even pull it all the way down onto my ears. I just kind of have it up
That's not
higher, and it's nice.
Yeah, that is not an option for me because I do not live alone. And so
you have to listen to people while you're sleeping?
Well, my daughter, I got a 6-year-old. I mean, she gets up in the middle of the night and she's going, Dad.
She'll come slap you
and
in
I
the
don't,
nuts.
Yeah, I know, but it's just not. I move around too much. It's a whole thing. Last night was just not a good night. And I'm just laying there getting pissed because they tell you if you're lying there for 20 minutes and you're not going back to sleep, get up and do some stuff. Get up, read, whatever. But I'm not going to get on my phone because that will just destroy my eyes if it's pitch black and I'm on my phone.
I probably wake.
And then that just gets your brain. That's not a good way to get yourself, we all do that. I think we reflexively reach for the phone. But I run like, on my phone, I'm running like, brown noise or whatever. I'm running like a sound thing. I just woke up and could not go back to sleep.
I get angry.
So it was a long, long night. What's that?
I get angry at myself. Like
at yourself?
I'll be laying there and I'm like, wow, I'm not falling asleep. And I'm like, don't look at your phone. Don't look at your phone. And I look at my phone and I just see what time it is. And I'm like, all right, it's fine. You got plenty of time to fall asleep. And then when I'm still laying there, I'm like, not that much time has gone by. I look back, I'm like, damn, it's been like an hour and a half. I'm like, my time has significantly been cut. So I just don't even look at my phone because I don't want to know what time it is because then it gets me psyched out because I'm like, I don't have this amount of time to fall asleep and actually feel like rested in the morning.
So once I put that sleep mask on, I'm out in minutes.
A sleep mask, huh?
Yeah. It's been nice.
I've tried that Navy SEALs thing from time to time, too. The guys who have spent a lot of time in combat where it's very loud and they need to get some sleep is just lying on your back with your arms at your sides and then kind of letting your entire body just kind of go liquid. I've tried that, but I'm not a back sleeper.
Me either.
And so I get scritchy and I get, so.
I can do a back sleep if I'm just doing like a quick little like if I'm just really, really tired, first of all, and I'm just doing like a power nap, I can fall asleep on my back. But if I'm sleeping for the night, I like to sleep on my side.
But your dog doesn't wake you up in the night?
No. She loves sleeping. She'll like sleep with like her like legs just like.
Yeah, but doesn't she sleep when you're at work?
She sleeps. She's a dog.
Right, but she's not going to sleep 24 hours a day. I mean, the problem with having a
she
dog
sleeps
at
a lot,
home is the
yeah.
dog sleeps when you're at work, and then you come home and the dog wants to do stuff.
Right, but then you take her on walks and play with her and get her worn out, and she knows what our schedule is now. So
Oof, my dog never gets worn out.
my dog is.
My dog's 12 years old, and she runs the same way she did the day she was born.
I mean, my dog wants to run and play. Like, she'll play a lot longer than we do, but she likes sleeping. She's down with it. And like when she was younger, she would wake up in the morning and be like, "Let's go." But now, like, I'm getting up to go to the gym, and she's just laying there. I'm like, "Do you want to go to the bathroom before I go to the gym?" And she's just like, "Yeah, I'm good." She's a sleepy dog.
I'll just go in the kitchen if I need to. You'll come home to a giant yellow puddle.
Nah,
It'll be great.
She doesn't do that.
Never?
She has, but not in a long time. She's a good dog.
You know, we have bureau chiefs all over this country and beyond, people who listen to the show on the iHeartRadio app. And we have a guy named Joe who lives in Shelby, North Carolina. Shelby is a town probably about halfway between Charlotte and, it's about an hour west of Charlotte, Shelby, North Carolina. And I was reading a story about a woman who won $1 million on a scratch-off ticket. And that was 2 months ago. And she just won $2 million on another scratch-off ticket.
Good for her.
A 41-year-old woman from Shelby, North Carolina. Kenya Sloan is the woman.
Can you believe it?
Bill Squire. At the Sacramento, what's the venue?
Punchline Comedy Club.
At the Sacramento Punchline, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
The Alex Theater, January 28th at the 9.
She played the Carolina Jackpot game and then played a Diamond Dazzler ticket. I saw a machine, by the way. I was turning in my winning tickets at the BP or whatever from the holiday, a grand total of $10. There was a machine there, though. They always have the scratcher machines. They're selling $50 tickets.
Those are new to Ohio. They have those everywhere else.
That's what I heard. Somebody said, there were two dudes next to me talking, and they were just dazzled by the fact that this machine had a $50 ticket. Now, that's a ticket that's going to have to pay out something, right?
Usually,
you're not going to spend $50 on a ticket and it gives you nothing.
Well, usually those tickets are like 1 in every 3 is a winner, and they'll pay out at least $75 or something like that. But it's still not every ticket's going to be a winner.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You might get the one where you just burned $50.
Or 5 in a row that do that. I mean, like the 1 in every 3.3 is just an average of all of the tickets that are printed.
Yeah.
So you could.
They count like a free ticket as a winner?
What do you mean a free ticket?
Don't they do that where like you win a free ticket? Is that
not on a $50? No, that's like Cash Explosion. I think is the only one that does that. That's like a $1 ticket thing. They're not going to do that. Okay. $50 ticket.
So she now has $3 million, and said that she wants to open a restaurant.
Don't do that.
So she wants to burn all of it in a restaurant.
I want to open one of the hardest businesses with the thinnest margins.
90% of them go belly up within the first year. She took the lump sum amount, took home $855,000. She said, naturally, a lot of people have been commenting, quite bitter at the fact that she won $3 million in 2 months. People think it's rigged.
It's not rigged. It's never rigged.
Seems like it's rigged, though.
Not some random woman who wins 2 tickets in 2 months. I mean, that's not rigged.
Against us.
It's just lucky.
Can't win if you don't play.
There was a woman in Delaware who won twice in one day. She won 2 $50,000 scratch-off tickets.
Dang.
For her.
She was on her way.
The same place?
No, she was on her way to the Delaware Lottery headquarters to collect her prize, stopped off at another convenience store, bought 3 more scratch-off tickets, and won $300,000.
That's so crazy.
Good thing it happened before she got to the Delaware Lottery.
Right, you don't want to make
ineligible.
Two
I'm saying, does that make her ineligible to win for a certain amount of time?
No.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought.
You like how we used to have the 30-day, no, nothing like that. No, because there's no likelihood that you will win with that kind of frequency. They're just looking to sell tickets. And there's some It doesn't even count as luck. It's purely coincidence that ended up being lucky for these people to have 2 scratchers. You know, here I am on Christmas morning, scratch. I got a total of $10 over 15 tickets. And nothing. Pretty lean year. But again, entertainment purposes only. Some of these people, people who are addicted to these scratchers, that's why I can't see those people spend. I'm not sure who the $50 ticket is for.
You don't want to waste your time buying 10 $5 tickets. You can buy 150.
Yeah, but in that person's mind, wouldn't it be more likely they'd walk away with something from more tickets? Then you're flipping.
Yes, but it would be less. So like a $5 ticket only has to pay out $5. So if that odds on that ticket are 1 in 5, and you buy 10 of them, your chances of winning are 2 out of those 10 tickets. That might be a total of $10. If you got a 1 in 3 chance on a $50 ticket, you might hit $500.
I mean, I watched the documentary on the McDonald's Monopoly thing, but that was different. Because you ever see that?
No, I never saw it,
Yeah,
but I like
I saw it.
McMillions, I think is what it's
Yeah,
called.
that
How
was
they rigged
interesting,
the
yeah.
that was wild.
They figured it out.
We started watching the Bernie Madoff documentary on Netflix. This guy's like, yeah, I just put everybody's money into a big pile and then faked all the statements. Like one of his kids killed himself. The other one died of cancer. Wife's living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Bernie Madoff himself is dead now.
How did he die?
He had liver cancer, I think, or something. He died in prison. But it's pretty wild. And every time, there's no shortage of documentaries on these kinds of scammers. Bernie Madoff obviously was in a league of his own because it spanned 4 decades from beginning to end, cumulatively. He didn't start out, with all that money. But at the end of these documentaries, we're not finished yet, but it's like, spoiler alert, nothing in the financial sector has changed. There probably won't be anybody to the degree of Bernie Madoff again. I'm sure there were a couple of cosmetic changes made here and there, but there's still plenty of people who can do a lot of damage, because whether it's a market that crashes or anything else, because those are cyclical anyway. People who know that stuff know exactly how to kind of hedge their bets. And I'm going to invest my millions in restaurants, Beanie Babies, and the Ford Edsel. Those are all good. Listen, I'm not a financial guy. I would never tell you what to do there.
If you're going to invest your money that poorly, why don't you invest in old Bill Squire here?
All right, give me some money.
If you're just flushing it down the toilet.
Yeah, kick some a little Bam Bam's way.
Yeah.
What do you got against him?
Get some tickets to the Alex Dater.
There you go. Bet on yourself. And by yourself, I mean Bill Squire.
That's right.
Let him be your proxy. I've got some sperm news here for you.
Sperm news.
Well, I don't know if you heard about poor Ron Jeremy.
Oh, no.
Ron Jeremy has been found unfit. He's non-compos mentis. He has been found unfit to continue this rape trial.
He was unfit to be in pornography for all those years, too. That didn't stop him.
Well, now he's putting the D in dementia. Because they said that he has severe dementia. If it does not improve, we will not be able to try him for his crimes. He's been declared incompetent to stand trial.
Okay.
30 counts of rape.
Dementia.
30 counts of rape.
That's a lot.
Ron Jeremy.
But if you have dementia,
Nice. Yeah.
Not in this case.
is it kind of nice? Like, ignorance is bliss, right? Like,
No,
we're like,
but Stansbury mentioned this earlier, that the irony in this is that this guy can't remember all the hot pieces of ass he tore throughout the course of his career. I assume. Severe dementia does not sound like a good thing. And obviously they had to figure out, was he faking? And, a number of a whole battery of physicians were like, no, this guy's not faking. I mean, I think the fact that whatever prison life has done to him, because he was not in any shape financially to bail himself out. Mm-hmm. So he's been incarcerated the whole time during this trial, that he just did a complete nosedive since they put him in.
I mean, there were symptoms leading up to his arrest, because didn't he have, he was a hoarder and he had a New York City apartment that was worth, a couple of $1 million, and it was filled with a bunch of crap.
He had an LA high-rise, that they went into, I think, when they first took him into custody, and there were photos that were going on. Yeah, it looked disgusting.
Ugh.
So they said that he'll be most likely placed in a state-run hospital. They think that he has what Robin Williams had, which is that Lewy body dementia, which is just really, really bad news.
But on the, I'm not gonna.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say on
the bright side.
On the bright side, he doesn't know that he has dementia. If it's really that bad, he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he did.
Well, I don't know that that's a constant thing. I mean, people who have had family members that have had this would be more equipped to explain it to you. But I think that
I had a grandmother that had dementia really bad.
Okay, well there you go. But didn't she have flashes of knowing?
So this was on my dad's side, and obviously I don't know my dad's side of the family that well. But by the time we really interacted with her, she didn't know who we were. Like she was like gone.
Okay, so like at the end.
And then we moved her from her house into our house, and like my mom was like taking care of her. And then that they say once you take a person out of the environment that they know, like it was all downhill from there.
It's got to be tough, too, because the people who had accused him of all this stuff wanted some kind of justice. And now they're looking at it like, oh, this guy's getting off scot-free with that advanced dementia.
Right.
It's a lose-lose all the way around, but his family members suspected that he suffered from dementia before his arrest.
Like, if you could have
a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Not get-out-of-jail-free card, but, like, if you could have a type of dementia that made it so you could, like, function and live a life every day, but you just wouldn't remember anybody or anything.
I don't know. That's your own little personal hell, though.
Yeah.
Because you think you're alone.
What's
this
the
entire
whole point
life.
of living?
Yeah, you don't know who your mom is. You don't know who your kids are. You don't know who your sister is. No holidays.
But your day's your day, every day.
But you don't know what a day
you don't,
is.
Yeah, you don't know
but
what that
you,
means.
you can go through your day.
But that doesn't mean anything.
But
to
you know you're alive.
There's no
and you're doing
fulfillment.
stuff.
You're
What fulfill? There's no fulfillment in non-dementia life.
Yeah, you
But
feel.
there is.
Are you fulfilled right
come
now?
on,
There's
stop.
there's fleeting fulfillment.
I was like, you're going back.
Everything's
to being
fleeting, of course.
Yeah.
It's just we're all running around the track until we fall over.
Yeah, you're just going back to being like a toddler, where you know you exist, you see things around you, but you don't know what anything is. And to me, I probably would have had anxiety back then had I known what anxiety was. Think about, I was like, oh, I can't believe I just walked through the world just running into things. That's so scary.
Yeah, no,
down
listen,
steps.
it's not ideal, but there are probably, I guess it depends on what stage you're in, what kind you've got. I don't know. You know, but they obviously had to really drill down to see if this guy, you know, like, remember when Bill Cosby was pretending he was blind? And then over the break, they're like, Cosby's going to go tour again.
Yeah.
Oh, his sight has, ever since he got sprung from prison, his sight miraculously returned. He's not hunched over anymore. Every time these scumbags get pinched, all of a sudden, you know, Harvey Weinstein's got a cane. I mean, obviously, they're used to a much higher quality of life, too, and then they're in prison. But, you know, all of a sudden, Bill Cosby's going back onto the road in 2023. It's going to be a big year for him. 85, got sprung in a technicality. He wants to be the, quote, Bill Cosby that his audience knows him to be, whatever the hell that means. You know, I like my audience to ignore everything I've done.
I've never
It's a
found.
good Cosby.
I didn't know anything.
Prism, flasm, flism, flasm. What?
I didn't think he was funny. I think he was just like an old man that just tries to embark.
I liked Cosby. He's a great storyteller. I liked
Great
Cosby when I was a kid. Like Bill Cosby himself, that album, I had it on cassette. When I was a kid and getting into comedians, it was Cosby and Carlin for me, like when I was like 10 and 11. But then I kind of got older, and I was like, this ain't that good.
It was like my brother.
There's a lot of people who retroactively will say that they never liked Bill Cosby, and some of them are lying, and some of them aren't. But it's like I just kind of grew out of Bill Cosby.
Also, my OCD is real. Why was his show named The Cosby Show, but they were the Huxtables and not the Cosbys?
Because it's the Bill Cosby.
Because nobody knows what the Huxtable show is.
I know.
It was his show.
Why couldn't they say Bill Cosby's presents the Huxtables or something?
Why would they do that?
Why would they name it something different?
Why is your podcast called the Poundcake Podcast?
Because I'm Poundcake.
It's the Poundcake Podcast.
But it's Poundcake's take on life and reality.
Nobody, who cares? Why didn't you call it the Poundcake Podcast?
Because Poundcake sound better.
No,
Yes,
it doesn't, but that's what you wanted to go with. You brand it with your name, the Poundcake Podcast. You wanted Poundcake. He wanted, I'm Cliff Huxtable. He's not going to be, I'm Bill Cosby. I mean, he's playing a guy.
Whatever.
See, those
Who also wore awful sweaters.
So I listened to a lot of Cosby, and To Russell, my brother whom I slept with, was very, very funny. And I started out as a child. I love those albums. And I would listen to them all the time. And
I mean, I was 10
but I
and
still
11
stuck
and
with
12
when he's telling a story about being in World War II, I think, and he's just like, and we're sitting around watching the war, and just like the way he tells stories, they just pulled me right in, and I always thought he was funny. And I saw him a few months before he got all the allegations started coming out, and people were really going after him, and I laughed my ass off.
Yeah,
still think he's blind.
Well, his movies were all garbage.
Leonard Part 6 was fantastic.
People. Ghost Dad. But also people got the Bill Cosby always thought very highly of himself too. He was his biggest fan.
Oh yeah.
Which is what allows you to do the kind of things he did. But I just kind of laughed. We were on the break when that story broke. They're like, Cosby's going to go back on the road. Oh, I can see again.
Interesting.
The Lord hath healed me.
He might go on with some like Stevie Wonder glasses.
Yeah.
Play the role.
Yeah. I got a break. I'll have another $1,000 for you. Once 30 pass rolls around, you can have one of those keywords to go fund to yourself. So $1,000 on the way. Come back here if you want to get to that Bush show. Gavin Rossdale and the boys are going through to do a show at the MGM Northfield Park next month, just a couple of weeks away. Friday, February 10th is when that Bush show is going to happen. So if you dig those guys, I'll hook you up coming back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.